Missio, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated.
My dear brothers and sisters, our gospel today invites us to reflect the very meaning of work and also the very purpose of work. Why do we work? Basically, generally, we work for living. We work so that we have something, food in the table. A father goes for work so that he can feed his family. And also a mother needs to find work so that they can also uh, uh, provide food for the family. Generally, we work for living. But let us also realize that work is not only so that we looked for bread or we looked for food. But the other meaning of work is that this is also relating on the being of God, in which if we have to look at the gospel today, it says, what can we do to accomplish the works of God? When Jesus was being asked by this question among his disciples, Jesus answered and said to them, this is the work of God, that you believe in the one he sent. Which is, my dear brothers and sisters, if we only understand the work as something that we accomplish so that we can provide material food and needs of our family or personal needs for that matter, we end up like only looking for perishable things, looking for material things. And we fail to realize, after all, that in everything that we do, our work, is that it originates from the work of God. And that is, let us also remember that when we do things, when we work, we also remember that we are also associated and reflecting the being of God in our life. Which is, my dear brothers and sisters, we are being invited today na lagi po nating tinitignan na ang ginagawa po natin ay hindi lang po para sa atin, kundi para sa ating kapwa at higit sa lahat para sa Diyos. And the deeper meaning of work, my dear brothers and sisters, is that it directs our mind to think that work is not only for material purposes, not only suffices the needs of the body, of the human needs, but work is a reflection of God's creative power in us. We work because we are supposed to reflect God's being. We work because we're supposed to be fulfilling God's work. And if we have this in mind, then hindi lang po tayo nagtatrabaho para sa sarili, para may makain, para po mabuhay. At lagi po nating iniisip na ang ating pagtatrabaho ay kaugnayan ito at may ugnayan tayo sa Diyos at sa ating kapwa-tao. My dear brothers and sisters, we are once again reminded, let us not only look for material things. Let us not only work for things that perishes or material food, but let us seek what is important, and that is the imperishable food, and that is food that sustains and feeds not only the body, but also our soul, most especially. And that is, in everything that we do, let us not forget that we have to seek God, ask God for His guidance, for His blessings. For we know that if we have God's blessing in all the things that we do. And we also recognize that it's not our work after all, it is God's work. And that defines the being of God in us. And I think this is the most important, that we seek not only perishable goods, material things, but let us also seek the things of heaven and the things of God. Amen.